everybody. Welcome to another wonderful edition of the SourceFed podcast. I am Matt Lieberman. Joining me on the panel today, Miss Maude Garrett.
Hi, guys.
Mr. Sam Basher.
Oh.
And Mr. William Haynes.
This isn't a panel.
Yes, it is. Folks, if you've never listened or watched this podcast before, it is available on iTunes, on SoundCloud, on YouTube. And the best way to support us and keep this show rolling right along is to go to iTunes, rate and review the show. It really helps us out just real quick. Doesn't take more than a second. Doesn't cost you a dime. And it helps us get the sponsors we need to keep this show rolling right along just the way you love it. This show, if you've never listened to it before, it's not really about anything. Just
Random.
fun. Just people just having fun, having good times.
Having the best
Sam
time.
and Will have joined hands.
Somebody at this table smells nice. I don't know who it is.
You're
You're
does it
close
smell
to
like?
Lieberman.
It's a different type of smell.
I mean, I'm not going to say it's not me.
Where would this smell come from?
You want to
it's
just...
definitely a girl's smell.
Like,
So-
no.
I'm
Maude?
also not going to say that it's not me.
I'm not going to say it's not Lieberman. You could have on some stuff right
I could
now.
have on some lovely girl stuff.
I don't know what it is.
He's sniffing.
Nah. All right. I'll keep it on the DL. I'll find out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it's
Let
Sam.
us know. It
Yeah.
could be
In the
me.
comments below.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's Sam.
Let us
What
know
can
who
you smell?
smells the best.
we were talking in the car earlier, and I want to know if you have any stories about this. We were talking about like the stupidest things we've ever done to our bodies, or like broken bones or anything like that. Because Maude, you have kind of a nasty scar on your leg.
Nasty. It's big. That's 20 stitches.
20 stitches.
20 stitches in the shape of a 7 that runs down the outside of my left leg next to my knee.
So guys, if you are trying to look for Maude Garrett nudes on the internet and you don't see a scar, you know that S is fake, okay? It's not real. That's the real shiz. Right
you
there.
see
If you're
that?
watching it, you can see it. But
Maude, how have you not made any kind of Dark Knight reference since we've been talking about this?
Why?
you mean Dark Knight Returns?
No. The
Oh,
Dark
you know,
Knight.
how did I get these
You wanna
scars?
know how I got these scars? You should tell 3 different stories about how you got that scar.
I actually, when I first cut my leg open brutally, I had it obviously bandaged up and there were other like little nicks and cuts around it as well. I would make up something different every time someone asked me what happened. So yeah, I got bitten by a shark. Yes, I was in a car accident. My favorite one to date was I was having a little bit of a barbecue at my place because that's what we do in Australia. We have barbecues, mate.
Throw prawns on
I
the
thought,
Barbie.
I thought you have sausage
sizzles.
Sausage sizzles.
She got mad at us when we said shrimp on the Barbie.
We don't call it shrimp.
Yeah, you call it prawns.
Prawn, but we don't even really put them on the Barbie.
No.
Long story short, a group of guys who were, I'd never met them before, but they rocked up with a friend of mine and I was meeting them. First thing they asked, what happened to your leg? I don't know where my mind went, but I think I kind of borrowed what happened from the movie 13.
Okay,
Where
with
they
Evan
did-
Rachel Wood and Nikki Reed.
Ding, 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 where they were on very illicit substances. And in my story, I was on ice.
You were on ice?
Yeah, I said,
Smirnoff ice?
no, I joked.
What is
ice?
Meth.
Oh. Okay.
We don't call it ice here. We call it a mistake.
Well, no, I think
It's definitely bad.
people who use meth do call it ice.
Very, very
Some of
bad.
them.
Don't go near it. But
Let
as
us know
a
in the
very,
comments.
very bad joke of mine, because my mind likes to play pranks on people,
No such thing as a bad joke. Just kidding. There definitely is.
I said that I'd tried this very bad substance and I couldn't feel my body. And remember in the movie, they punched each other because they couldn't feel anything.
Oh, yeah, they like huffed aerosol and then punched each other in the
'cause they
face.
couldn't feel
I remember.
anything.
I'm often very wowed by things. I'm wowed by this drug called a Whippet. You ever heard of that?
Yeah, that's what
Wait.
we're talking about.
That's what. Yeah, puff and aerosol.
Huff and aerosol
I think
propellant.
that is the worst, funniest drug in the world.
Why is it funny?
Because it only lasts like a couple seconds, right?
It doesn't last very long.
But
That's
it's
why
permanent
it's funny.
brain
It's
damage.
so
Yeah.
stupid. It's so stupid. It's funny. Like, don't do that. Common sense. It's don't sniff markers. Don't don't be an idiot.
Well, okay,
Not
but
that you are an idiot.
Yeah.
If you've done it already, maybe you learned.
So I said that I couldn't feel anything, so I asked my friend to punch me, and that I didn't feel anything. Like during this entire conversation,
and these
friends,
are all lies.
Yes, and this friend with this person I'd never met before, his face was going white. He was like, I could hear him audibly gulping.
Yeah.
And like I would actually stop the story to kind of laugh behind my hand because I couldn't believe that they were buying into the ridiculousness of my story. Anyway, it ended with me saying, so I gave my friend a knife, and I was like, cut me open. And do you know how weird it is looking at the meat inside of your leg and realizing you couldn't feel a thing? Anyway, they were like, where the hell am I? And then I was like, I'm sorry, I'm joking. It was all a joke. And they're like, oh, thank God, because that was the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. And now I'm best friends with these people.
Maude, you've identified, though, a weird phenomenon that I feel like I've recognized since getting to know you is you tell me anything, I will believe it. You are a very believable person.
I agree.
Uh-oh. I do not need to.
Like, you're
have that.
enigmatic enough that if you told me that, I would be stunned, but I wouldn't doubt you.
So I'm the best bullshit artist.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Or at least you have the best potential for bullshit. I don't think that you necessarily do bullshit us very often.
Do you?
But
Oh, she does.
You just don't know when it'll happen.
Maude is bullshitting
What if I told
me.
you that, like, out of every 40 things that I have said to you, one of them has been a lie?
I would say that you're obsessed with math because you would have to count that out every 40.
Also, you lie way less than I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have you been lying about?
I don't know.
Sam's
I
gotta
sometimes
lie.
lie
That's
about
not
dumb
Sam's
stuff.
real hair.
Why though, Sam? Why?
I don't know. I get bored. I zone out.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Why
No.
is lying to people the easiest cure for boredom?
I don't know.
You know,
It's
they
a
say-
thing that I just subconsciously do. I don't think about it.
See,
It just
my
comes
issue is
out.
telling the truth all the time. Like God, but like they say that kids, they lie not because they don't want you to know something, but it's because that's how they explore their imagination.
There's
and
a
it's good for the
thrill
brain.
from getting away with it too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, totally.
I think there's a power knowing that someone will believe what you say because they feel they kind of have to. You've got no reason to lie to someone, so when you do and they believe it, you're like, God damn.
Have we discussed on the podcast, like, I worry all the time, like, if I ever have kids, the moment where I know that they're lying to me, but there's no way to prove it, and I just have to say, you're lying.
Do
you know what I mean?
Do you remember the first lie you didn't get away with?
Sam does. Sam has a memory. Come on,
Such a
Sam.
bad. Oh my God! Do you know that? Okay, for those of you who it's happened to, did you ever get like that cold guilt, like that guilt that is deep in your torso and it
Yes.
Not.
It's a knot.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's real nerdy, just to preface it. But I used to be in orchestra. I was
What'd
in
you
advanced
play?
orchestra. I played violin.
Okay.
I was very bad at it.
Then how'd you get into advanced orchestra?
Because it's either you advanced meant you knew how to play.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
so it's not like, skill. But I got into it, and there were practice logs that you had to fill out, and your parents had to sign it. And I forged my parents' signature.
We've
and
all
yeah,
forged
we've
our
all
parents'
forged. Everyone's done that.
signatures.
But my parents
Never will?
I got permission, but no, never.
Yeah, I
done
don't
it.
think I've ever forged my mom's signature.
Okay, I guess we've forged signatures.
I would forge my mother's signature, which is 10 times harder than my dad's signature, which is literally an A, a line, and then two T's for the start of his first name and the last two letters of his last name. Easiest thing ever. But I would actually resort to my mum's signature.
See,
Whoop.
I have such terrible handwriting that it would just be impossible.
I did too, but I practiced, and then I did
Wow.
it, and then my parents went to, it was junior high, 7th grade, and it was back to school night. So they went, they met her, they met my music teacher, and I got this call, and it was, and it was my mom, and her voice was really deep, and I was like, and I immediately knew what was wrong. I immediately knew what was wrong.
But I have to ask you,
Yeah.
did you actually do anything wrong that you were hiding from your parents? Or you
I
just
was
do your
forging their
homework.
signature.
Yeah, but you forged their signature. Why, though?
On a homework log?
It's not like you
I
hadn't
don't
done the
know.
homework.
No, I didn't do it. I didn't practice.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't practice.
All right, well,
I was
then there you
horrible.
go.
I was horrible. Every month you'd have a test and you had to perform by yourself in front of the whole class. And
Horrible.
I was so bad. I was so bad, and everyone was just quiet and not looking up, and they're like, and I was like, all right.
I for sure would have laughed at you in class.
I know.
No doubt in my mind.
The first big school lie I ever told or ever performed was did you guys watch Doug growing up?
Yeah.
Exactly. So he would always write in his journal, and because it was from far away, they'd write it and draw it to make it look
Squiggle.
like it was just squiggles. So I thought that I could get away with just squiggling. In 3rd grade, in my journal, it was Miss Hopper's class, and I think I wrote squiggles for a solid month before she checked it, and then she was just like, "What the hell?"
Wait, so on all your schoolwork?
No, just we were supposed to journal every day to practice writing. to practice cursive and to practice just writing down thoughts. And I just squiggled for a month.
First lie I didn't get away with, I took a bite of an apple and I didn't like it, so I put it back in the fridge. And Mum was like, who bit this? Nope. She's like, come on. And like, Maude, did you bite this apple? I was like, absolutely not. She's like, are you sure? I'm like, mm-hmm. And then she kind of let it go, and then she wanted to speak to me one-on-one later, and she was like, I know you lied. And I was like, how do you know that?
It's got pink lipstick on it.
Like, Maude, you have a giant gap in your teeth, and the teeth mark in this apple are your teeth. And I was like, you are the smartest woman.
Sherlock mommy.
The first lie I ever got caught in has to be poop related. It has to be, you know what?
It has to be.
It has to be. Because like other than that, I had no reason to lie to my parents. I used to I'd take off my diaper and I'd leave it in the playroom with shit in the diaper.
Well, that's charming.
And I'd run away from it. And they'd ask me later, Matt, did you do that? I'd be like, no. It must have been Steven.
It must have been the dog.
I
It must have been love.
I never once in my entire life have lied to my parents, and it's actually turned out
That's
really
a
well.
lie.
I promise you, I swear on my life, I never.
Someone wants to be son of the year.
No, I mean, I still fuck with him on other reasons. I gave my dad high blood pressure, basically. But like, see, I don't fuck with him like that. Like, I mean, coming up and being like, y'all are stupid, like that's me. But yeah. So like now, my parents trust me so much. They don't ask me anything. Like they don't.
Can I ask you a question though, Will? Can I ask you about college?
Yeah.
Okay. So you stopped going to college in your final year. So you never lied to them about it. You just made the decision and then they found out.
Oh, and they did not want me to do it. I just did it.
Yeah.
I keep explaining. Like, that's my theme of the month. In life, there are some things you don't have to do, and people are like, you got to do it. You just don't have to.
You just went into presenter mode.
Oh, yeah. Well, I can stay there, but I don't really want to. It takes up too much of my energy. I don't have that much
That's
chakra
SourceFed
left.
will.
Yeah, and I can't.
Yeah.
I'm still on SourceFed. I'm sorry, guys. I'm different in real life.
You dropped a few F-bombs just then. Is everyone else okay with that?
Oh
Did
my
that just
God, the
happen?
comments last week because you said like motherfucker, you said
I
pussy
said
or something.
motherfucker, shit, bitch, goddamn. Like,
No,
Yeah.
my sweet Will.
Somebody think of the children.
What's happening?
yeah, I said that shit, homie. Yeah, I actually have a video of me cursing for the first time, and you should see, and I recorded people's reactions to hearing me curse
That's
for
funny.
the first time. Then people were surprised.
Did you ever release it?
No, I never edited it.
Ah, damn. It was a good video.
That's
It was good
good
because
content.
Darren's face,
Darren's
when you
face,
said
yeah.
it, he was like
He didn't
utterly
notice at
shocked.
first. Yeah, I was like, I don't know what I said to him. I was like, motherfucker, some shit, and he was like, and Steve laughed so hard. But
Do you remember the first time that you guys cursed?
Oh, yeah.
Because I
was
can
thinking
remember the
about
first
it.
time.
I
When
was
Yeah.
21 years old.
21.
I was the first like word I can remember. I said damn, and I planned it. Like I was with my brother.
Oh
and
wow,
we were
you
hanging
planned
out.
the moment
I
to be as
planned it.
cool as possible.
Yeah, because he was really pissing me off, my little brother. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. And I said, God damn it, Ben, my younger brother. And he went, and then immediately like little kid mode. I was like, don't tell mom, don't tell mom, don't tell mom. And I like freaked out. And like,
Don't tell mom how cool I am.
That was my first time.
What about you, Maude?
I remember the first time my mum cursed at me.
Oh.
And I was being a little brat, but I didn't realize it then. I was 9 years old, and I was like, hey, Mom. And she was obviously trying to read a book or something. I was like, Mom. She's like, Maude, you're really pissing me off. And I was like, no. And it's like, I died. That was the saddest day ever. I couldn't believe she said those words to me. And I remember, like, I think I went to my bedroom and I sobbed, and she was like, I'm so sorry. And then, like, looking back, I'm like, what?
That's not even one of the bad ones.
Yeah.
My brother called Mum a bitch when he was 8 and got his mouth washed out with soap.
Yeah. No shit.
Your brother called your mom that?
Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
He was a little shit, though.
If I said that to my mom, I would be gone.
Yeah, you'd be gone. I'd be
gone. My mom doesn't know my address, but she'd find it. Maybe she does know. She'd get here.
Your mom seems like a determined person.
Mine, yeah, man. My mom is very much like me. We're very like to do things, and then that's all we do. So yeah,
Is things.
is things.
I don't
No,
understand that statement at
I'll
all.
explain it because there are a lot of people that are like, it's Sunday. I'm gonna sit here. I've never seen my mom just sitting around. It's always got to be doing something. That's just
Very driven.
She's an active person.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that she has an active lifestyle.
no. Yeah. It's different.
Yeah. The first time I ever cursed, it was the last day of Sleepaway camp. My first summer at sleepaway camp.
Do you get money every time you say that?
No, I don't. And
Okay.
people make fun
He
of me all the
does.
time. But
he
it was
does
like
when he says sleepawaycamp.com/Matt Lieberman.
right. I went to sleepaway camp for 5 years. It was a lot of formative experiences.
Are they
you
themed?
The camp?
Yeah.
No,
It's
it was
camp themed.
It was a sports and arts camp. It was called Island Lake. It's in like buttfuck nowhere
I
in the
just
mountains of
realized
Pennsylvania.
when they have a sleepaway camp and they do like, oh, it's Native American theme. That's racist as fuck.
it is racist as fuck.
Don't do that shit.
You can't do that. Yeah, like Camp Hanawakachapi, and it's not
No!
not one person is an American Indian who runs that place. But this place was it was a sports and arts camp, and it was like 80% Jews from Long Island.
Can you imagine if you went to Jewish camp?
I mean, it
And none of them
practically
were
was.
Jewish.
Yeah,
None of them were Jewish. That would be
that
so
would be
funny.
really weird. I know a few people who went to Jewish sleepaway camp and like had to do prayers and everything who aren't Jewish. But this wasn't exactly that. My first summer was really rough. I was 10, and my parents had coached me my entire life to be the good kid, which means like when kids burped, I would tell them to say excuse me. I would correct people's grammar. I was a little shit.
Me too.
And I didn't realize it. And like when people cursed, I would say you can't do that, and I never cursed. And so that first summer was my first exposure to just like kid torture of just like all these kids who know everything about sex and pop culture and everything, and I was just like super sheltered, and they just treated me like crap all summer. The last day, they had decided that they were going to like beat me up and fuck with my shit and unpack my pack bags and do whatever they could to get me to crack. And it took most of the day, but by dinner time, I think some kid, what was his name?
Don't. It's not even worth it.
Okay.
It was Michael.
Better than him.
No,
It's Joshua.
Brandon.
Jeff Rosenberg?
No
I
offense
could be
to Joshua.
making
Rosenberg.
I could be
Her last
putting
names.
two names together. He dug his nails into my back after I had gone for a swim in the lake. So my skin was like super soft, and like he dug in and drew blood. And I just got so mad that I just started cursing up a store and calling everyone a bitch and a bastard. Fuck you, fuck this, fuck everyone. And I was so proud of myself.
Yeah.
I was so proud of
No,
myself.
that kid's a shithead.
He is a shithead, but I was just sort of like, well, I guess I curse now, and I took great pleasure in like going back home and like being like to my friends like, hey Eddie, fuck, and they were all like,
Yeah, my friends used to think it was real funny too. Now that's all I say. So like,
yeah.
yeah.
It doesn't matter, guys.
I
If
think
you're young, it doesn't matter. Curse,
doesn't.
but don't curse at school
Well,
or at work.
I think I've talked
unless
about
other,
it.
unless
Rely on
other
it.
people do.
Don't rely on it as a crutch, though.
Yeah.
Like, don't let it.
It's
you know,
not the funniest
Cursing-
thing in the world.
Like the reason why I started cursing for several reasons, but because it was like an obstacle in my way for no reason. But like curse words are not that bad. They're not that bad at all. The reason why I started doing it is because like people put so much emphasis on certain words when they have no meaning.
You sound like a Louis C.K. Bit right now.
That's
I'm
that's
sure he's
all.
done.
That's what
The
he watches
thing
when he
with
goes
Will
home.
is
I
when
do.
when he realizes something, he launches into stand up unconsciously.
Yeah.
Unconsciously. That's just
Yeah.
how I.
It's how he communicates. It's okay.
Yeah, I was talking about him yesterday to my friends. Like you've seen the show Louis before, right?
Yeah.
If you watch the show very closely,
You're going into presenter mode again.
I'm sorry, I got excited about something. If you watch the show closely, you'll notice that he's like very. When he's on stage, he's like, oh yeah, I do this and that, and this and that, and once he gets off the stage, he's like, yeah. And I was like, that's just like me. Like I was like, as somewhat as articulate as I can be. The second I'm off camera, I'm like, well, fuck it.
Yeah, I'm fucking pussy. I'm gonna go eat a pie and fall asleep.
Yeah, then I get tired. I don't know.
Watch
why.
anime.
That's where all my energy goes. I don't know. Maybe some people are like that.
I didn't
yeah.
know. I didn't know I had a radio voice, and then
You do.
yeah,
I'd say so.
Yeah, I didn't know that until
only
I
person-
caught myself out once.
Steve is consistent. Hey. Oh, I was too loud. Sorry. Steve is consistently that active.
Yeah.
One time in my
I don't know
life.
how.
One time in my life, Steve was like, oh, "I'm tired." Like,
And you're like,
yeah, it was surprising. Steve will be up till 3, wake up at 6, come and do shit, leave, do it again.
I saw him mad once, and like for like a legitimate reason, and I was like,
You saw him mad?
yeah, I saw him mad. It was like years ago. I couldn't tell you why I saw him mad, but I saw him mad, and it was just weird. Like I've seen people be mad. Like why couldn't
But
I
Steve
handle
very
Steve?
rarely
I've seen
gets
him
mad.
annoyed, but not mad.
He
No.
was mad.
Really?
He was mad.
Yeah.
Not
he doesn't-
furious, but mad.
He doesn't do that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strange.
Recently, I read this thing that kind of blew my mind, and it was actually no, it wasn't. It was like a web comic about introverts and how an introvert doesn't mean that like they can't talk to people or they never like talking to people, but it's like they only have a certain amount of energy that they're willing to give to other people. And I feel like, Will, that's kind of like what you've got is like when you want to be extroverted, you have the potential and you can be, and I think you even enjoy it, but there just isn't a high budget for that.
There's not a high.
And I wouldn't
like
even
that, yeah.
necessarily
Yeah.
say that Steve is naturally an extrovert. I would say he's an introvert with a very high budget
Yeah.
for people.
You're very right. That's exactly it. He has a high budget for people.
Only recently, we had this discussion. I only recently kind of found out I was an extroverted introvert, where if given the choice to be in a room full of people and socialize or be at home and read a book, it's always a latter, every time, hands down. And I can kind of get a little bit overwhelmed when I have to meet new people. Small talk was something that I'm still trying to get the hang of. And my best friend Alicia, she was so good about it. She goes, the way to meet people, especially in America, in LA, I should be really quite hone in on that one, is to just keep asking them about themselves.
Yep.
That way you've nailed small talk and they walk away from that conversation thinking you're the best person in the world and they know nothing about you.
I would honestly argue that that's the key to conversation anywhere.
general.
And I made a video about it on my channel.
What's the channel?
It's youtube.com/c/Matt Lieberman or Lieberfriends.com.
Wow. What channel could you subscribe to from that Maude?
What do you mean?
Like if you wanted to subscribe to that on your own channel, what would it be?
I guess it would be youtube.com/c/geekbomb.
Oh,
Shells.
okay.
Wow. Interesting.
I don't know. We changed the URL. I think if you just look up Geek Bomb.
Yeah, or if you just look at Matt Lieberman.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or
But
William Haynes.
right, but when it
Sam?
comes to conversation, are we doing fucking self promotion
Double Nick.
hour?
Okay. Anyways.
I already feel
That was so
terrible.
subtle. I didn't even realize it happened.
Really?
William Haynes TV.
So the best way to have a conversation, if you're someone who feels like, oh, I don't have anything in my head, I don't have topics to talk about, I'm not an interesting person, I'm boring. You're not boring. All people are kind of boring on some level, and all people really want to do is tell you what they think and feel about various shit and about their life. They just want to unload and vent, but they're looking for a safe place to do it. All you need to do is ask them questions.
I think it's kind of funny because everyone's like, I'm so sick of people who are like, what do you do? That's so, like insincere and they're trying to use me. That's a really good place to start.
That is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone does something.
The key, though, is really listening to what they're telling you, and then asking one of the 6 questions: who, what, where, when, why, how. Off of that, not just another stock question. You're starting a conversation over instead of
The
continuing.
problem
ever-
with that is that to really, really listen means that you have to give a shit.
Yeah.
That's
little.
That's what I struggle
Just a
with.
little.
I noticed
Yeah.
this week that I don't pay attention at all.
No, you don't.
At all.
You just noticed that this week?
legitimately this week. The other day, I talked to Sam. Sam answered something I asked him, and I was like, hold on. I wasn't paying attention to the thing I was interested in.
No, the thing you just asked,
Yeah.
you already zoned out by the time I started talking.
You haven't done that to me. You have. Steve has. I've had to say the same thing 3 times, and the first one's like, sorry, what was that? And when I say it the second time, you, as soon as I say, what was that? Stop listening. Like, immediately stop
Yeah.
listening. And then I say it for the second time, then you're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I actually tuned out as soon as I asked you to repeat yourself.
Yeah.
two of you. So I'm waiting for you to do it.
I will. I
Am I
for
good?
sure will.
Sam has a point.
Oh, thank you.
I've got like multitasker brain where my mouth is doing one thing, my eyes are doing another thing, and my
Yeah.
brain is thinking about a third thing.
Yeah.
So it's impossible to process any of them
Yeah.
because it's all happening at once.
That's
It's
why
like,
eye contact.
yeah. It's like when you download 3 files at the same time and it takes forever to get any of
You
them
should have
because you're
downloaded
doing
one.
what?
You should have downloaded one. You should have downloaded episode 1 first. Watch
Exactly.
it.
Patience, young
While you're watching
Padawan.
episode 1, start downloading episode 2.
Exactly.
And if that finishes before you're done with episode 1, get episode 3 started. All right? Started. Maybe do it in 1080 since you got time.
Unless that was the Star Wars episode 1, 2, and 3, then we really need to have a big conversation because
right.
I would suggest possibly machete order. Otherwise, avoid
Can
the
I ask you a
prequels.
question, Maude? Have you ever watched a fan edit of any of the prequels?
Yes.
I've always heard like cool things about it, but I haven't been able to find any.
What
of
is it better that
There's
way?
a really good remastering of what the prequels should have been like. I could talk your ear off for an hour.
I always have this memory whenever Star Wars prequels are mentioned. I haven't watched them for many years, but I remember this part where Obi-Wan goes to this planet. I think he's by himself, and then there's these weird alien people.
Yeah, you're
Yes.
talking about the second one, Attack of the
Camino.
Clones. Camino.
Oh, were
It's
those
the
aliens weird?
white dudes with the long necks.
It's
Yes.
like if sperm
And-
was an alien.
And I
Yeah.
recently
Yeah.
saw this movie AI, and they kind of remind me of those aliens, or well, the robots, or whatever the
Man.
fuck.
I've
Yeah.
never seen AI.
You
You haven't?
you
We
should.
watched it for the first time like a night
Isn't
ago.
it like
Yeah.
long as hell?
No, it wasn't. At least it didn't feel
I
long.
mean, what happened was, we lived together, me, Stam, Steve, Lieberman, Darren, not Lieberman, but everybody else.
Everybody,
Maude,
the whole office.
I'm there in spirit.
Yeah, and I
think-
remember Steve and I were having a great time. We were laughing, having a good time, and I was like, "Yeah, we could watch a movie like you always want to watch one." I'm like, "All right, we'll watch something like with explosions and beautiful women or whatever bullshit people are into these days." And he puts on that sad ass movie,
That serious, deep movie.
serious
movie?
deep movie.
Yeah.
AI.
wasn't listening, I
Artificial.
think-
Ah.
In the movie with Haley Joel Osment, I actually saw the Entourage movie last night.
You went to see it?
Never seen the show before. Never seen
Oh,
the show.
Oh
how
my
the hell
God.
is any of that going to make any sense to you?
Haley Joel Osment. It did.
He's in it?
He's in the movie a lot.
That is the weirdest thing. Him and that guy from Even Stevens.
Oh
Their
no!
face
Oh my god!
didn't
Oh,
age
he looks
a
way better
day.
than
The guy who
Beans.
plays
He does.
He looks
Beans?
way better
Yeah.
than Beans.
Yeah, he looks way better than that. I played pool with that guy.
What?
Did you beat him?
Beans?
I've
guy who
heard
plays
about.
Beans.
Yeah.
So one of my friends from acting class, he's a young guy, he's 18, and he is very good friends with the dude who played Beans on Even Stevens. And
What
I'm
a
trying to
connect.
figure out how much I should say, and I know I'm going to say too much. But basically, like, they hang out, and the guy who played Beans smokes weed and plays poker. And basically, all he does all the time is smoke weed, play poker, and day drink and play pool. And that's
Oh!
all he does. Is he
you
just drinks cider and plays pool?
Do you
yeah,
know the
you
show
just
Even
pulled up a
Stevens,
picture.
Maude?
Isn't that impressive? That's
This is so
impressive
bad
that
what
the
we're doing
face-
right now.
No,
Yeah.
it's just like it's always strange
He was
to
a-
see
look,
how
he's a
man
actors age
kid.
up.
Yeah.
He's a man.
Let me just say this. He was a very, very nice guy.
I bet
but
he's great.
But it was just a sad afternoon because we're just inside in this darkened
Let me
pool
see.
hall at 2:30 in the afternoon drinking hard cider, and I just felt so gross.
I don't know.
Drinking
It's
the
just
hard
I don't know.
cider.
It's just surprising to see how people
See,
age.
what you say? See, that's why I don't drink, because I would totally drink at 10 a.m. and not give a shit.
Yeah.
You guys would be like, you can't show up drunk, and I'd be like,
Maybe set some boundaries in your life.
yeah,
See, if it's
Maude just got a point.
if
There
it's
you go.
in service of something exciting, then I get it. Like tailgating and going to a football game with a bunch of your best friends, getting all rowdy and excited, that makes sense to me. Doing it in a darkened pool hall, barely laughing,
that changed my
playing
mind.
game after game of pool, like there has to be natural light involved.
barely laughing.
So I've got a pool story where I was playing pool with someone.
Will
and-
Smith,
No, sorry about the name.
Jaden Smith.
But I didn't know who this person was
Rihanna.
by
Jada Pinkett
face.
Smith?
But we were at his.
Willow
I was just
Smith?
having like a party and like, oh,
That's
do you want
Tina
to come to the
Fey.
party? I was like, yeah, that sounds really cool. And he's drinking Australian wine, and I had a conversation with him about the Australian wine, and I was like, small talk 101. So, what do you do? And he's like, oh yeah, I'm play music. And I was like, oh yeah, what's your band? He goes, oh, I don't know, maybe you've heard of it, Muse. And I was like,
You were drinking with
God.
one of the guys from Muse?
oh my god.
One of the guys from
Was it-
That's
Was
all
it-
I know.
Wait, was
Yeah.
it
And I
Matthew
just didn't-
Bellamy?
No, it was Dominic.
Oh my gosh. I don't
Um,
know anyone else in that.
Exactly. And that's my point. Completely. It's like you only know the lead singer and anyone else in the band. It's like if anyone else apart from Chris Martin in Coldplay walked past me, I would be none the wiser.
Yeah.
And here I am like having full conversation. I didn't know how to react after that. I didn't know what to do with my hands. I went from just being like, yeah, cool to hyper aware of the situation.
I barely know all the names of the people in U2
On
and the Rolling
SourceFed.
Stones.
That's what you're
Yeah.
gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Bono, The Edge, Larry
you that.
Mullen Jr., and Adam something.
Keena
is
Granis.
U2. And Keena
Keena
Granis.
Granis, yeah.
And then who can name all four Rolling Stones?
I cannot name
Nah.
one.
I can name you
actually.
the Beatles.
Keith,
Keith,
I can name all 5 Beatles.
Mick,
You name the fifth.
Yeah.
and
the bassist, and Charlie Watts. I don't know who the bassist is, but I saw
George.
And these are some of the these
Ringo.
are the biggest
Paul, John,
Pete.
George.
Pete.
Pete Best.
He's the fifth.
Pete Best. He was the drummer, and they were like, "Ooh, you're not killing it," and they got rid of
Don't
him. got Ringo.
disseminate false information. Is that true?
That's
Yes,
true.
that's 100%
It's
true.
canon, all right?
Yeah. He was before Ringo.
It's canon T2I.
Before Ringo.
Well,
I didn't
then-
know that. I'm learning new
Do you
things.
think that these people, like, do you think that they've got, like, FOMO or a little bit of deep-seated anger towards the lead
Hell
singer?
yeah. Yeah.
because they
Totally.
get all the fame,
There's-
all the recognition, and the others are just happen
No,
to
there's
be
got to
in
be
a
like
band.
a cool dude who's like, I don't care. Like, I get all the money. I get all the.
He does not.
Women, and he goes
I
home and
yeah, I
watches
feel
TV.
like George Harrison had the right attitude.
There you go.
Oh, you mean just being in the band and you're not one of the big
just
ones?
being very zen and being like, I don't want the Uber fame. My life is awesome.
Being the worst Beatle is better than being the best non-Beatle. So, like, I mean,
Yeah.
Well, like
no,
in any other band, though. Think of any other band. Like Blink 180.
like
no,
Linkin
people know the
Park,
People
there's-
that, yeah.
It's a small
Yeah,
band.
in Linkin
so
Park,
Linkin
there's
Park
Mike Shinoda
and Chester. Those are the only two I know.
And then there's 9
Phoenix.
other ones.
And there's 9 other ones. You know, I met Mike Shinoda once. It was awesome.
What happened
You
there?
have
Did you play
brought
pool?
that up
Huh? I don't know.
so many
I know that was
times.
my joke for a while. I forgot. Yeah,
And
It's a
now
good
you
photo.
remember.
It's a really awkward photo. of
It's
you two.
actually tomorrow. It'll be 17 weeks since I met Mike Shinoda. It's a good photo. I had him do my pose that I do like that. I was obsessed with Mike Shinoda when I was younger.
I think
Really?
Fall Out Boy is like it kind of differs from that template because the lead singer wasn't necessarily, and sorry Patrick, but wasn't the hot one. Pete Wentz was, so the bassist got all the glory, even though the singer was like carrying that band.
Yeah.
No, I was looking at Panic at the Disco because I kind of like check in on like the
Brandon's
bands.
so funny.
Yeah, he is. He's really funny. But
Holy
then I was
hell.
looking at the band and I was like, why does everybody look so strange? Like, how do they age so weird? And I was like, oh crap, everyone left the band except for Brandon. The whole band has been
that the singer?
replaced. Yeah, the lead singer is still there. The whole band has been
I
replaced.
saw them in person recently.
Yeah. Really?
We
Lieberman
saw
was
them at
there.
the Shorties.
Oh,
Lieberman
right.
was
was drunk. He was there.
I was
so
very
drunk.
drunk at the Shorties.
Was it free?
Oh,
It was
yeah.
all free,
All
and
then?
the
It was-
liquor sponsor was my favorite whiskey.
It was
What?
so
It was
funny to
Maker's
me.
Mark, and they had Maker's
Ooh.
Mark 46, which is even better, but maybe
It was-
more
it
alcohol.
Do you feel? Do you wish it was Maker's Matt? Do you wish your name was
I really
in it?
don't need
It
that.
was so funny to me because at the Shorty Awards, I don't think it was open to the public, so it was a bunch of industry people trying to make themselves look nice, you know, sitting like this, and like it's just all you hear is Lieberman going, "Woo, yeah!" Like,
Well, I just thought, in my head, I just thought it was so funny because no one was like cheering. And I like cheered my head off for random people that I didn't know because
Yeah.
I'm just sort of like, I would want someone to get excited.
Yeah.
It's my same theory for karaoke. I will clap my head off for anybody.
No,
Anybody.
the worst ones.
Well,
are
it's
my
different.
favorites.
Here's karaoke where you're at a bar and it's dark and everyone's drunk, and then there's a Shorty Awards.
My favorite thing is
different.
to yell, "Woo! Get it, girl!"
yeah,
Did he yell? Did you
I've-
yell at the Shorties?
I did for Bill Nye.
I've got a
Thank you.
I've
Oh, how's
got
my
it-
Bill Nye impression? Almost.
That's not bad, actually.
I got a question for the table.
Please.
Table.
For the table here.
Yeah.
What kind of drunk are you?
Oh.
That depends on what you're drinking.
I didn't know that until recently, but what you drink really does kind of bring out a particular side of you, which is odd.
How I Met Your Mother taught me that.
Yeah.
It taught that it brings a.
Remember when? Barney and Marshall.
They're in a fight,
Yeah.
and Lily and Robin are looking for the perfect drink combination
There it
to get
is.
them to make up. And after trying all episode, they realize beer is the best way to make friends.
Beer.
Beer's the best.
most
There's always
dangerous
time for beer.
The most dangerous type of Matt
That's
Lieberman
a
drunk.
Farscape quote. No one.
Farscape?
No one's
ever
It's a
heard of
sci-fi.
Farscape.
It's a sci-fi thing.
Ew, nerd. This is the
Right?
wrong channel. You see a little yellow nerd right here? No.
Like, keep going.
The most dangerous kind of Matt Lieberman drunk is wine drunk Matt Lieberman.
Ooh, what happened?
Because I'm like real warm and I get real, I just get like
Friendly?
real cozy and friendly. And then that can turn dark real quick when people aren't as happy-go-lucky as I am. And I just get real bitter that not everyone's having a good time. And it's just like, I came here and I want to have a good time and no one wants to have a good time.
This
And
is
it's
why
just like-
wine is notoriously a woman's drink.
Wine?
I don't mean to make that sexist, but we are playing definitely into a stereotype.
Well, it
Why
feeds
isn't
into
anyone
the
on my
hormones.
level?
Wine, you said?
Wine.
Wine.
What's how do you pronounce it?
Chardonnay?
A sherry? Is that
Uh,
wine?
Sherry.
Shiraz?
Sherry.
No,
Oh, sherry. Cooking sherry?
I
Just
don't know.
sherry.
It's a drink.
Sherry is I
like
don't
brandy.
know. I don't know if it's wine. It's made from grapes like brandy
If
and wine.
I did drink alcohol, that's what I drank.
Why?
You don't even know what it is or how to say it.
It sounds cool. You ever seen Frasier before?
Yes.
Oh, come on.
I mean, you guys should know by now that I'm absolutely obsessed with Frasier.
Yes, you
are.
Spoiler alert: Kelsey Grammer from Frasier had a guest appearance in the Entourage movie last night, and I have not been that excited in years.
I like
Are
him
you
as
the
Beast.
person? I literally had a friend of mine post on Facebook that there was someone who sat next to him, and when Kelsey Grammer came on screen, he said, "Frasier, allowed. Was that you?
No. Oh, really? At the movie theater?
At the movie theater.
Probably. Could have. If it was last night, it was probably
It was
me.
last night. Did you go to the 11:40 screening?
No, I went earlier than that.
Okay,
The
alright.
sun was
That
still
would've
Go
been
to a
hilarious.
movie at
I was-
11:40
I
at
was
night.
definitely
Who would go to
audibly
the
excited.
Entourage movie at
So
11:40?
my
Somebody really
friend-
embarrassed about
I
going to
feel
the
so
Entourage
old.
movie?
No. My friend Patrick, he's a comedy guy, and he has this like weird fascination with the fact that I'm on SourceFed and that people pay attention to me on social media. So anytime he sees me, he'll take a selfie with me and he'll do a hashtag Matrick. And he is exactly the sort of person who would go to see Entourage because Jeremy Piven tweeted that people who go to this screening at 11:40 at this movie theater, I'll buy you all free popcorn and there'll be a special guest. And it was the
himself.
director and himself. Yeah.
Which one? Which guy is that?
Ari, the
Oh,
agent.
He's so fucking cool.
Oh, there it is.
Have you seen? I'm sorry. Have you? Okay. Have you guys seen
Entourage
Entourage?
is perfectly designed for you, Will.
Oh, really?
I
Yeah.
think
love
so.
Ari.
You've got
Ari
a
is-
few seasons to catch up
I
on.
will.
by
I mean,
the
I guess
sounds
I
of
know
it.
how it ends now. But like Ari reminds me
It
of.
doesn't matter.
Have you ever seen? That's what I keep hearing. You ever seen Scrubs before?
Yes.
You know Dr. Cox from Scrubs?
Yes.
When I was like from ages 16 to like probably like 19 or 20,
Yes.
I was obsessed with Dr. Cox. And I was like, I remember I used to write, back when I was first started making YouTube videos before SourceFed, I would try to write my voice into his voice because I was just obsessed with the way he talked.
Okay.
And it kind of still is that way.
Weird thing. In
Oh, I
high
thought you were doing
school-
an impersonation.
No. I
That
don't
started
do
off really well, though, and you didn't
Yeah.
even know.
No, I don't do good at
Okay.
impersonations, but I was obsessed with John C. McGinley too because of Scrubs, and I started picking up the Rahili thing that he
Rahili.
did, and I
Yeah.
started doing it. And then my friend, who was also obsessed and showed me Scrubs, she sat me down and was like, "You need to stop doing that, please. You
I
have
think it
to
is.
stop doing
It
that."
is annoying. I know I do the whistle sometimes. Like it's usually when I'm filming and I like need something. I'm like, but I don't do it to people because that's mean. But I like his everything about that character.
That show's great.
I love Mean Old Man. Ari Gold, Dr. Cox, Mean Old Man, beautiful.
Frasier?
Frasier.
I don't know.
Frasier is amazing.
What kind of drunk are you, Sam? Especially, let's channel. Was it 2 weekends ago?
Oh, that's different though. That was different. Sam was like, "I want to get crazy. I've been uptight for a couple days." So like
I've
did.
been uptight for a couple of days.
I don't know. I had beer, whiskey, and wine, and puked a lot.
Where was
Oh,
I?
no.
Huh?
Where was I when that
You
happened?
were.
Sam has a
You were
brain.
at home. You were at home.
Where were you?
Where
at?
was
Oh,
I?
at the thing.
You were at
yeah.
home.
Oh yeah, I don't leave
Yeah.
home.
Was
Yeah.
I there?
No, I don't
Where-
think
what was
so.
it?
Huh? I don't know. I just went to like some birthday party that I didn't know
okay.
about. And but no, usually I drink beer and whiskey, and both. I get super cuddly and I become very more like outgoing, and like I try to always make like secret handshakes with people, and like where I tell a lot more jokes. I'm just way more fun.
So you're the buddy drunk.
Yeah.
I still think you are fun
Whiskey-
when you're not drunk,
And then
but
you're
thank
the
you.
get on my level drunk.
When I drink wine, when I drink whiskey, which is what I normally drink, I'm just very aggressively excited, very aggro happy of just like, this is the best. We should all be getting crazy. I yell a lot.
That sounds like a bro kind of thing.
I get very bro drunk.
Should I
bro
whiskey?
happy, so
Yeah,
brappy.
Will, you were at my birthday.
Yeah.
What would you and the shorties? What would you classify me as? What kind of drunk?
I'd say you were just excited. Pure elation, happy to be there. Happy to be sitting around. Like, how many people are like excited about watching shit? Like that surprised me.
Yeah.
I'll save you, Sam, this. I don't know if you want me to tell a story of you getting drunk 3 years ago at Darren's old apartment.
Go ahead. I know what you're talking about.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I know
Oh,
what
I'm
you're
so
talking
excited.
about.
This is
'Cause I'm
what
like,
I remember.
I had to like go back. Go
It's
ahead.
not even that much. It's just like it was me, Darren, and our friend Maureen. It was just us, and maybe the other guy Cameron that we don't hang out with because I don't even like him. So fuck him. All right. And then, yeah, Cameron Mackey, fuck you. Get out of my So it was me, Sam, and so I just excluded him from my memory. I do that with people all the time. Like you just weren't there anymore. And Sam was drunk as hell. And I don't think nobody else was drunk, or I don't even remember drinking. And then Sam and I think Darren was like, because Darren's totally the type of guy to be like, you should streak in my hallway. And Sam was like, you think I won't? And then so we're all sitting there. We're like, do it, Sam, do it. Because we're horrible friends. And Sam, you were like 19. You were like of age.
Yeah, I was.
Do the math yourself.
I'm 25, guys.
That's the funniest thing you've ever said.
And so Sam sits there, and I don't. All I remember is you having clothes on, and then all of a sudden you were sitting in that same chair with your clothes in your lap, and we're all laughing. And then He did it. He streaked in the hallway.
I
you've
ran
seen
down the
him-
hall. I completely remember all of this.
Mhm.
Yeah, I got really defensive. He was like, "Yeah, I do that.
Yeah,
Like,
I
yeah,
do that."
totally, I do that." Which like stupid. And then I ran out and I ran down the hallway and I heard someone open the door and I was like, "Nope, making a long lap." And I went around and came all the way back, ran in, and I know that you were both looking at the door when I ran in without covering anything, and I think you both.
I didn't see it.
You saw his
didn't?
junk?
I didn't see your junk. All my friends have seen my junk.
I have
Except
not.
Sam. Except Sam. I mean,
Don't think so. No,
Do you
I
have
haven't
I've
seen
any-
only
it.
ever seen
Disappointed?
the outline of your junk.
No,
I've
what
seen the
happened?
outline of your
I think
junk.
everyone who watched a couple of
I know.
podcasts.
It's
or-
just I have these pair of pants that are very skinny, and apparently that day on the podcast too. But now I don't wear those pants anymore. But what happened was, as we had a little thing at our house, and Bowman, who you may remember, he used to be an editor here.
Hold
you
on,
haven't
when you're
met-
doing penis conversations, never start the story. We were having a little thing in our house.
Oh, I have a little thing in our house. It was my pee-pee. So yeah, all of our friends, and you know me, I gotta be a little cynical bastard. I'm coming up to people doing like, fuck you guys, doing my jokes. And then Bowman comes up. I'll sit out. Bowman comes up behind me, and I was doing this joke where my pants were like a little bit down because I was just wearing underwear, and he just yanked them down.
Oh.
It was right in front of another one of my friends' face. Everybody saw it. I know Bree saw it, Steve saw it, Darren saw it. Everybody saw it, and I was like,
And I was upstairs changing, and I missed it.
I'm sorry, Sam. You'll get your chance.
I'll get to see his,
you know,
his genitals
it's not
one
much.
day.
I have a different opinion on nudity than most people. Like
What
it's just
is
a
it?
body. It's just my dick.
No, that's.
Have you seen your dick?
Yeah.
Have you
It's
ever
very
seen your dick,
Yeah,
Sam?
yes, I've
It's
seen.
very
yes,
similar
I've
to
seen
my
my
dick.
dick.
I just want to make sure that you've seen it.
Yeah.
If you've seen your dick, if you're a guy and you've seen your dick and you don't have a strange dick, you've pretty much seen every other dick.
If you're a girl and you've seen a dick, you've seen everything.
You've seen you've pretty much.
I have literally seen every dick, though.
I'm so
Whoa.
glad you say that. I'm so glad you say that.
Of course, I'm joking.
Maude is so fast.
Have
I
you
know.
have you checked yourself out in the mirror? Because I have recently found myself oogling at me.
Today I went.
All of you or just specific parts?
uh,
Oh, your boobs?
Yeah, I'm like getting changed, and I'm like,
really? Is it?
yes, I'm a woman, and they're beautiful.
I do
I'm
it
not
for about
sure
2
if
seconds.
this is okay to say, but I'm gonna say it anyway. You got a nice butt, Maude.
Hey, thank
And
you.
I know you know. I know you know. You've done some shit to me on purpose. You know.
An episode of this podcast where she made you smack it.
Yeah, that kind of shit.
You got
It was
real
a lot
close
of
to it.
fun. Maybe that's why I liked it. I don't know.
I love it. Every time Will talks about this sort of thing, he can't make eye contact with me for a little bit.
I can make eye contact. Don't. I'm looking at you. I'm watching you. I'm not. Oh, what if my eyes just bled?
What if they just
I
popped out and
apologize.
flew around this whole
That
And the number one
sounded
question-
so weird.
The number one question everyone is thinking is, and I've seen this question pop up in the comments time and time again, do we have an HR department? And
No.
the
Kind
stories
of.
that we
Kind of.
tell.
We have an HR person, but she doesn't work here.
She's not in office. She
Yeah.
comes in every once in a while and gets scared.
Yeah.
There
The
are a
editors
few
really
things-
like that joke, but yeah. Yeah.
Oh, what, your dick?
Yeah, they did.
Have you got a name for it?
It was Optimus Prime, or
Did
was that my
you name it?
muscles? I don't remember if it was my muscles or my dick. That
I
was
feel like it
Optimus
would be
Prime.
your dick
Oh,
because your dick
yeah.
transforms.
Yeah, because it's roll out. Yeah, that
transform
was the
and
thing.
roll
Yeah, it
out.
was roll out.
And what you guys don't realize is that when his dick is flaccid, when his dick is
I
flaccid,
was
it's actually rolled up like a snail shell.
Yeah.
Like
and
a
then
fruit by
it
the foot?
unrolls. Yes, it unrolls like fruit by the foot, or like a snail, or like a hose.
Yeah.
So someone's like, baby, you ready to go? You're like, Transformers.
Yeah.
It's like Optimus Prime, transform and roll out.
I wish it whistled like that party favor you get. And then it made a
I
little
wish-
whistle. Yeah.
I wish like when my dick, like when I had like an orgasm, it played a song. Like whatever was my favorite song at the time, it would just play.
My Sherry more, there's a matter that
I
I
picture-
adore.
I picture-
That's what William's dick is for.
I would picture,
It's coming
honestly, a
all
little
over
Spanish
my-
fleet. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
You know what it would play?
It'd be really weird living with you. I'd be like,
No. Oh God, no! It would be
You would
that.
hear it too. You
Yeah,
would hear
of course
it.
I could
Will,
hear
it would be
yeah.
that damn Drake song, the "Running Through the Six with My
With my
Woes."
wives. You know how that should go. Run it through the six.
That'd be good because I wouldn't be able to tell then. You
Yeah,
guys play
you're-
that song.
So much.
24/7.
You may notice we have stopped playing "Know Yourself" by Drake, even though we love it and it's a classic, and we have started playing "All Day" by Kanye West.
Yes, you have.
Oh my God, that song, the breakdown. Get low, get low. Oh God, Kanye's a.
So
fucking-
here's a fun
I like
fact.
a rap song that no white person can sing, and that to me is the most.
There was
Which
a lot
one?
of bad words in that song.
Yeah.
Which one?
All Day by Kanye West has more N-words than almost any rap
I think
song.
Kanye says the N-word more than any other rapper to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Today,
More than-
I guess probably across
Any
this
popular
whole
one?
That whole
oeuvre.
song, almost every sentence ends with the N-word. Like
It's
Impressive.
reminds me of The Story, which is hit this week, where Colin.
Chet Hayes.
No, Tom Hanks's.
yeah, Chet.
Oh,
Hanks.
Chet.
Yeah,
Hanks.
his
Chet
rap
Hayes.
name is Chet Hayes. His
course.
real name is Chet Hayes.
Chet.
Hayes.
Yeah.
Chet.
Yeah.
About him not. He
Chet.
said he's a rapper and he would like to. He said that it's part of his culture that he can use the N-word. I know this is super controversial. I shouldn't say it, and I'll get in trouble.
You
with
said that
my
twice
mom.
now?
I mean, but I don't give a fuck who says what. I mean, no
This
one.
goes
should say-
back to the whole
Yeah.
a word only has the power that
Yeah.
you give it. You didn't say that. I was actually
Yeah,
giving
that's
you
what
the
I'm
power
saying. Yeah.
of what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it is. It's like you instill a power into a word. At the end of the day, a word is just a word.
Yeah, and if someone uses some type of word to offend you, just don't take it. See, like earlier I said, you don't have to do some things. You don't have to be offended by words. You just whatever.
Are you kidding me? The number one thing to do these days is to be offended by something.
People love being offended.
Oh my gosh, I'm offended that you got
Or
offended.
This doesn't even have
Protecting
to do with
other
you.
people from being
Yes.
offended, even though they have no idea how other people actually feel.
Guys,
The whole-
Motherfucker, you're
guys,
not Native American.
the
guys,
whole
welcome
offense
to
on the
Tumblr.
defense.
That's what Tumblr is.
So you're offended
Yeah.
or you're defending.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the
Pretty
internet.
much. What were you actually going to say, Will?
I don't remember.
The power of a word. In Australia, I like to kind of insert a little bit of Australian culture into everything.
We learned something.
But you know, the worst word, the C word, if you say that, it's actually used as a compliment. My best friend is the sickest. Beep. C.
You can't. Wait,
The
can
C
we-
word you said?
Yeah, the C
We
word.
can't
We've said
say-
it- we've
we
said it
can't
on
say
shows.
cunt on this show?
Oh yeah, someone
I'm
said
not
it
gonna
for
say
sure.
it.
I wouldn't. I mean,
Everyone, I think anyone listening to this podcast know that we're not adding any kind of malice or anger to the word cunt when we use it.
it's a,
DJ did one time on Superhero Roundup.
he's
Yeah.
what the fuck you talking about? The Flash?
No,
How does that come up?
No.
Oh,
He
yeah,
said
well,
it,
he-
said it because someone tweeted us spoilers about Avengers or
Right.
something, and he said, "You know what? Whoever does that is a cunt." And I was like,
Whoa, guys!
It's like
I
it sucked
remember
all
that.
the oxygen out of the room. I
I
was
had
like,
a
you sucked all
physical
the oxygen.
reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was like just a light amount of venom, and it was directed at a person as a label versus just the word.
yeah, no,
Sam,
because
when you just said it then, though, I feel like something pure just died. Like that's like not you.
I'm
being-
not pure. I'm hard.
Oh, brother.
Are you doing West Side?
Yeah, why wouldn't I?
But you saying that, like, you know, I actually drop it if in traffic, especially.
Yes.
It's my favorite time to use it. I just don't. I'm new. I'm not gonna start throwing that around now. But
Give it time.
yeah. But Sam saying that just then.
I'm
that was-
sorry.
Did
if
that feel
anyone was
weird when you
offended.
said it?
No,
Sam has he can say some foul
I have a
stuff.
sailor's mouth.
When he wants to, when he's not in this office,
I'd say
he is
Raina.
just going
Oh,
off.
Raina
yes.
has
Raina
sailor's
has
mouth.
the foulest mouth of almost anyone
And
I
she
know.
says that the sexist shit too.
Yeah.
Oh,
She
girls?
says things that are
Ooh.
actually like things you're like, oh, don't be offended by that. I'm like, I'm offended by
Yeah.
that. Like, it's not about me, but I feel offended
Like,
for so many people right
People
now.
are always like, why do you like Raina so much? Because I'm like, y'all haven't hung out with Raina alone.
Oh,
like
you're
I have.
obsessed. Oh, what does
y'all
that
have.
even mean?
I'm saying she said some shit. Raina has no boundaries.
I know. I think Raina Raina is one of the coolest people I know because she has no filter. She knows exactly what she believes, and in the right environment, she will share it out the ass.
I always say, people think that friendship is finding somebody who has the same
Find your
values and
level.
virtues as you. That is not true. It is finding someone who likes to talk just as much shit as you do.
Yeah, like I have a friend who I love to death. Like she's just a good person, but I love her almost more than any of my other friends because I get to be mean around her. Is like finding that friend who you guys can both make the mean jokes and just feel just a little naughty, and then you step away and just be like, that's not who I really
so it's
am.
an offended free zone.
I feel that way.
Yes.
What I just said about my friend Cameron earlier, I didn't really mean it. I just liked being me.
Right, but it's
I
like
kind of dislike
having
him.
a friend.
I kind of
That's why I was
dislike
like,
you can
kinda
do
don't
it to
like
each
him.
other.
Yeah.
You can say the things that you shouldn't say about, like, how people dress or about something that they did or their
Oh,
dating
yeah.
choices. And it's just like a safe zone to get all the poisonous shit out of your head.
Yeah.
So that you don't have to think it or feel
Yeah,
it anymore.
yeah.
It's
Oh.
been expressed and it flies away like butterflies.
Darren and I do that. Darren and I have a
like doves
thing.
in a John Woo movie.
Darren and I, like, I say to him, like, when he says something in public, he shouldn't say it. I'm like, we're not driving down the 101 right now. Darren and I, we say literally anything to each other. It's just, I think that's, because humans have a habit of holding ourselves back, like when I didn't curse or anything, putting these unnecessary restrictions around us. Everything that you say, if you mean it, it's true and it's real.
Matt
There's
just
a time and
realized
a place,
something. Hold
though.
on. Wait, Matt, what
I
happened?
just had like a major revelation. So
Yes.
thank you, Will. Thank you. Yeah, at the whole table, you guys are great. No, I have a friend who was my best friend for a lot of years, and then I moved out here, and he stayed in New York, and we kind of had a falling out, and then mended fences. But he came out here, and he just kind of shat all over L.A. And he came out for my birthday, and it was just like, it was not fun. And he used to be my person I would make mean jokes with. And then he removed the safety from that friendship. And then he started saying some shit in the car, and I was just like, whoa, what are you doing? You can't say that. When I'd never done that before, and I realized that the nature of our friendship changed.
Ooh.
The safety was gone.
The shift.
Wait, he couldn't say anything or you couldn't say
No,
anything?
I couldn't say anything, and I was offended when he was saying stuff, even though I used to think that when he said stuff was the funniest thing, and I would try to outdo him. And you need to it needs to be a safe place. You need to trust that friend.
Okay, see, there's the thing. There's the thing I was just thinking, because I used to have like a group of friends where we could do that, and like I'm not that old, so it was in high school that we could do that, and I was like talking shit because there was a certain friend, she was younger than I was, and she was dating somebody 8 years older than her. So like, and I didn't feel comfortable with it, and I brought that up to somebody, and he brought it back around, and then the whole, it's like some stupid high school stuff.
Dynamic.
Yeah, the whole
Shifted.
dynamic like shifted. So like my trust, like I don't like to share. I don't like to kind of like unload that way. I find other ways to do it, and I wish I could still do that, but I don't have that trust anymore in anybody, which is not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair of me to do that, but it's just a psychological
It's just
thing.
true. And maybe it'll change over time. Can I ask a question to the table? And I feel like I already know your answer, Will, is that it hasn't changed you at all. I worry sometimes. I feel like I had a far more fucked up sense of humor and was far freer with it before I became an internet person, before I started hosting on SourceFed. And I feel like having an audience and trying to think about like if I was talking to people, what kind of message I would want to send and how positive I would want to be. I started second guessing myself, and I feel like I'm far less fucked up now.
Oh, I think that is the reverse of what happened to me.
Really?
I might be the reverse too. Like I was very conservative when I first started SourceFed. I actually looked at a photo of myself recently. I was like, God damn, I don't look like that or sound like
No, you
that at
don't.
all anymore. I like what I was saying, like all this weird shit I do, like my dick or whatever. It's because I came here and I got with all these comedians and these people who are insane. And like they let you be yourself. They let you like do what you want to do, say what you want to say. Don't be ashamed of your body. Be who you are. Don't be embarrassed by it. And that's why I was like, oh fuck it, bitch, shit, fuck.
Tits.
I wish we had a drinking game where now every time you swear we get to drink.
Just a drink.
But as an Australian,
It'll
I
be
would
a
like
lot.
to. I mean, this is just water.
I know you guys do that.
But
a
I would
lot
like
over
to
there.
too.
That would be really, really fun. I think maybe everyone at home, if you feel partial towards that kind of game.
Yeah. How about this? How about this? If the video of this podcast, let's say, breaks 10,000 likes, we'll do a drinking game on this show.
Woo!
If
Let's
you
say
guys
that.
want.
Sorry,
If you guys want it.
Can't join
Ah.
us.
Yeah.
This is sitting here
You
like-
can't. You shouldn't join if
In
you're under
answer-
21.
In answer to that question,
No, I just had a story later. Tell your
Oh, go ahead.
thing.
I worked at Nickelodeon in Australia, so I watched my P's and Q's, and I really had to kind of figure out what I was able to put out there and what I kept for myself. And I kind of like having something just for me. And I noticed on Twitter, like maybe I think I've sworn twice, and that was just directly to someone else. But like I don't ever swear on my tweets either, and I don't think I'm necessarily changing a big part of me to not swear. But I've noticed that here it kind of does dribble out in my conversation. But I just don't think that dropping a C-bomb is
Yeah.
a
It's
public.
fun.
I'm very.
I mean, I set myself boundaries as well.
The only type of censorship that I believe in is self-censorship. You should never censor another person, and you should never let another person censor you.
yeah.
Yeah.
But if you decide, I don't want to say that, go for it.
Yeah.
And don't let anybody tell you you need to say anything.
Sometimes I miss
Will.
it though. I miss it though.
What?
I don't know what happened to it. Just like being more, I don't know, raw is like the dumb buzzword version of it. But like, I don't know.
I think
don't
it's
know
honest.
why
Honesty.
that. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know where that instinct
Because
went.
us holding everything you hold back is a real thing. So you're being unrealistic when you hold back. That's how I feel. So I don't know.
There's some truth there, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know who the real Sam is.
Maybe you don't.
Maybe I don't.
Maybe you're
That's something
discovering
real.
it.
That's something real.
Maybe
Yeah.
he's.
I don't
golden.
know.
Yeah.
I feel like I've got a really good sense of who I am, and that's why it's easier to kind of set those boundaries of, hey, you get this, and I get
Yeah.
this.
I
and-
know who I am too, but I change all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And in answer to the previous question from forever ago, I roll if there's like a 20-sided die, that gets rolled when I get drunk. And whatever number it lands on, like 12 of them are allocated to awesome Maude, but 3 of them, Maude wants to dance. Maybe that's actually Maude is horny. 2 of them are Maude wants to dance, and one of them is emotional Maude. And it lands on it every now and then, but not often,
Yeah.
but sometimes.
All of them for me land on tired.
Tired
yeah.
just
Yeah.
all the time.
Tired. I'm just like, yep, ready to go to sleep. I'm like, it's been an hour. Yeah, I can go to sleep now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's 9 o'clock. Yeah, I'll go to sleep.
You had a story, or should we call it?
Here, I just want to. How are we doing on time? Okay.
Story.
So we have
Story?
time for one more story.
All right, so you were speaking about drinking games and people who are 21 and over and they like to drink. Here's a fun game. If you like the show Rick and Morty,
It's a great
you guys
show.
watch that show?
It's a great show.
It's
Rick
an
and Morty?
animated show. Yeah,
and it's coming
on-
back at the end of the summer?
Yeah, it's in like mid-July.
You
I
said
think.
it's an internet show.
It's a
No, animated show.
animated
I was
show
like, I didn't know it
on
was a-
Adult Swim. It's great. It's like a farce like, parody of Doc and Marty from Back to the Future. Anyways, so on the show, the main characters stutter and burp a lot in the middle of their speeches. So
Oh, they
one
both do,
time,
huh?
yeah, they both do. Oh no, the main guy burps, but they both stutter.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rick.
But when they do either of those things, you just take a little drink. And before the end of that 20-minute episode, you will be slammed. You will be so drunk. But that's a fun game to play.
So-
Take a drink every time they stutter or burp.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's going to be the end of our show for today. Once again, if you have not rated and reviewed on iTunes, please do. It really helps us out, and it makes sure that this podcast keeps rolling right along way into the far-flung future. I want to thank Maude Garrett, Sam Basher, William Haynes, and
Your
to
hands
everyone.
are cold.
They
Yeah,
definitely
I have
are.
really poor circulation.
I thought that was me.
I'm done with the podcast thing.
Oh, Will's just done. All right, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching or listening to this episode of the podcast. We'll be back next week. See you then. Goodbye.
Bye.
There is, however, one zone that very few escape from. The friend zone. Well, look at me now, Ma. I'm working at a 2-time Streamy Award-winning YouTube channel.